pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Welcome, everybody. First up, we have the meeting minutes. Did everybody have a chance to look through them? Any questions or comments? Oh, I looked through them. They look pretty good. I'll make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? All right. Before we get to the consent agenda, I want to welcome Kristen, our newest member. Kristen, would you like to give a quick hello, bio, or anything like that?
Hi, my name's Kristen Henry. I am the newest member. I was appointed on Monday. I am a new resident to Radnor Township. I lived in San Francisco for most of my life. I work for Sierra Club, which is a nationwide environmental group. I'm an attorney for that organization, and I have been working on forestry issues for most of my career, and I am excited to contribute to our local township.
Thank you, Kristen, and welcome.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move into the consent agenda. And Kristen and Matt, you guys went through this?
Yeah, we did site visits on the 3 properties. No trees are being taken. Everything on the applications was in order. So that's the 3 that we placed on consent.
All right, perfect. Is there any public comment? All right, seeing none, then I'll make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? All right. All right, we will start off with new grading permits. First up is Ethan Elementary, 695 Clyde. Welcome, you guys. I know you've been here before. Is this because of the grading permit?
Yes, this is for the grading permit.
Okay.
We were here twice before, January last year and May last year.
And has anything changed
No,
on the plans?
no.
If you just want to go through a quick review of
Okay.
what's going on, and then that way, if there's anybody in the audience that wants to.
All right, yeah, it's, as everyone's,
It's building a new school.
this is a new elementary school that is, I think everyone in the township's familiar with Ethan Elementary. Was built in the early 60s, and we've been going through the permitting process now for over a year, looking at replacing the existing Ethan Elementary with a new Ethan Elementary. Currently there has been some work done out there for early clearing, all permitted as part of the township process. I'm going to go right to the landscaping plans here. You've probably never seen these from before.
Yeah, and I was looking through them today, and I had a couple questions about that. And I don't remember the last meeting we had, but in your tree replacement chart, I think it was on page 35. What page is that? Yeah, that's 35. It says trees that should be replaced, number of trees to be replaced says like 600, but then the amount you're putting in is 400?
Yeah,
underneath?
We're also doing tree reforestation. We had discussed that.
So those additional 200 trees are going.
Which are going down, which are going to be put in down in this area here. We're doing a reforestation project, restoration project down there as well.
All right, so the total amount of trees at
Yes.
compensatory are going back in?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure, because I didn't
no,
remember.
And I did talking to the township today. There was a question as to the number of trees being removed, and we had earlier permits for removal of the trees. You remember, well, where the 2 houses are down
Yep.
in the one corner, there was a permit to remove trees there. And also currently in the back location here as well, there's tree removal occurring back through here, which should be completed. The trees removal should be completed, at least the initial felling by next Tuesday. And then the site will be stabilized, and shortly thereafter, the general contractor for the overall project should be coming on site
Gotcha.
soon thereafter.
Can I ask one more question? Where they're taking down the trees now, the building's not back there.
No, what's going to be going back there is the you can see here
Is it the stormwater?
it's the stormwater in the ball, in the one ball field here. And also part of, well, here, this is a better exhibit here too. This is like where the playground is and stuff in here. So this is what, this underneath, these both contain stormwater features underneath, underground facility.
The one to the left, though, that's where
Yeah, this
the
is
pile of wood is now,
correct.
and that's the stormwater.
Yeah, that's correct, in that area there,
Gotcha.
so.
All right. And then you're replanting again.
Yeah,
There.
we are, and we have, for the most part, you can kind of see the planting schedule. We're heavy on the native, well, it's hard to read at this scale.
Yep.
We're heavy on the native plantings. We, as a landscape architect, we love natives, so.
Perfect.
Is there a
Here's
plan,
the-
is there a plan for the forest mitigation? Obviously, Mike, are you putting them in tubes, is that what you're doing, or wire?
Mike, you want to come up?
Not to put you on the spot, but I will.
I came out for something. Yeah, so the reforestation efforts are in conjunction with the wetland region. And I think the Radnor Conservancy reached out and liked our approach as well. So we were planning on using, I mean, we don't have to use cages, but we had planned to use tubes due to the heavy deer browse. I think it's probably the most effective means to maintain trees on site for a long period of time. So,
And a maintenance plan to come in, straighten tubes?
Yes.
Manage invasives?
yeah, and forestry mowing in between tubes. So,
Thank you.
yep.
Yes, Mike Dunn is the arborist for the project. So, by the way, introducing.
Thank you, Mike Dunn, and congrats on the new Morse job.
Yes, he's with Morris Arboretum now, so.
All right, you can obviously see where everybody's coming in now and where the trees are coming down. You're replacing all of them.
Yep.
The plant schedule, I took a quick peek and it looked pretty good. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah,
Kristen?
I just have a couple of questions based on the approval from January of 2025. There were just a few things that had asked to be changed, so I just wanted to confirm that this appearance includes those things. John already asked his questions. I think at the time, the planting list, we wanted to see a little bit better diversity within that. Did you update it for today?
Yes, we did. We actually used Mike as a resource. He made, because some of the suggested species, he's firsthand knowledge knows there's issues.
Okay.
So we use those who don't have issues.
All right, great, thank you.
I'm good. No, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Public comment? Good evening.
Hello.
If you
Hi.
could introduce yourself
Yes.
and then,
Will do. This is on. Okay, I can hear myself. Hi, I'm Gwyneth Lonergan, 280 Ivan Ave, apartment 3D. Nice to see y'all. I'm on the board of the Radnor Conservancy, and I just wanted to say that we really appreciate, it's very commendable that so much care was taken to do the native replanting. So we just wanted to shout out that we really appreciate the care and attention. So thank you. That's all for me. Thanks.
thank you. Anybody else? All right, seeing none, I'm going to make a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up we have Villanova County Line and Spring Mill Sidewalk. Anybody here for that? Hey guys, welcome. If you could introduce yourself and just give us a rundown on your project.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin McCartney with Colliers Engineering Design on behalf of Villanova University. This project is a sidewalk installation project on North Spring Mill Road and along County Line Road to connect the campus to Stoneley Gardens. So on the particular project here, we took special care to avoid any impacts to the trees that are out there today. And are only really planning to take down one tree, which is an 11-inch pine tree along County Line between the driveway that leads into Villanova's bookstore parking area and then the driveway a little further north of that driveway, which you can see right here on the plan.
Are you replacing?
We are. There's. We flipped to it.
Villanova's been up a couple times, I'm sure they're over the 5 for the year already.
Correct. The majority of the plantings along the frontage of County Line Road are a little more low maintenance, but also aesthetically pleasing with the rest of the campus. But there is a tree. In close proximity, in close proximity to the tree that we are taking out further down in this area here.
And is there trees in the area disturbance, like, that you're working around?
There are along, let me go back, to this plan, might show it better. There are some existing trees that are on the campus behind the fence line here that are not impacted by the sidewalk, so the sidewalk will be on the front side of that fence line where it's all grass at this point.
Oh, okay.
And then as it comes down Spring Mill Road to here, the pathway meanders between the existing trees.
Okay. Are you guys gonna put tree protection around?
We are, yes, during construction activities, yes.
Got it. Frank?
Is there going to be a crosswalk going from Villanova to Stoneley?
Yes, there will be. There will be a crosswalk that will be one of those blinking, flashing signs.
That everyone's supposed to stop at?
Correct.
Hopefully. Anybody else? All right, looks, well, do you have a page with the tree protection on there?
I didn't
Or
print
sheet?
it out full size,
But it's
but
on
yeah,
the-
it's
it's
on
in the
the
packet?
plan set, yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, then I will make a motion to approve. Do I have a second? All in favor? All right, good luck.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, next up we have 1300 Eagle Road, Eastern University Gymnasium and Learning Center. Anybody here for that? Yes. Welcome back, I think.
Yes.
Yes. Is this just for the grading permit, or is this a new project?
This is for the grading permit, so we were in front of you for preliminary and final. We have not made any plan changes since the final, or since
Okay.
since final land
Just give
development.
a, real quick project description, so.
Gotcha. I'm Mike Rokosny from Site Engineering on behalf of Eastern. So this cover sheet is just showing the overall campus map. So we're doing projects for this one in 3 different areas. The first is going to be in addition to Eagle Learning Center, and there's going to be proposed parking around that, a Sparrock parking lot, and then the gymnasium addition and connector road. So this is showing it on an existing plan, but I can go to a layout. Our demolition plan has the trees to be removed with the X's. A few sheets.
And is there a plant schedule on there?
There's a landscape plan that I'll get to. So the first layout I'll show is the gymnasium addition. So it's showing the proposed access road with a parking lot. The access road continues on in another parking lot for the gym addition, which is this portion of the building. The second area is just showing the front of the gym. There's walkways around the existing athletic fields. Sorry, this page is stuck together. The next area of the project, this is the Eagle Learning Center addition. So there's a building addition in the rear of the building, parking, and a connector road that goes around the existing building. I don't have the third layout plan, but it's a parking lot next to the Sparrock dorms. This is the planting schedule for the gymnasium addition. Do you want me to go through all the
No,
replacements?
you don't have to
or-
go through. Just give a trees that are coming out and then the replacements. Just
Yes, so.
sorry.
So we provided breakdown tables for each area. So we're removing 10, 16, or 6 to 18-inch trees, 4 19 to 29 inches, and 5 that are greater than 30 inches. and we're providing the required replacement for each of these. We refer to a native planting list for the replacement trees. And the same is for, this is a continuation of the gym.
And I think from memory, we tried to see if you could move anything because of the heritage trees, but it was right in the path. Right?
Yeah, the heritage trees were in the path of the access road. The next area is the Eagle Learning Center addition. Again, or 21 trees with 6 to 18-inch diameter, providing the required replacement. We have our tree planting schedule using native species. We're also incorporating the parking area replacement numbers for the plantings. And the last area is the small parking addition. So if you're on campus, Eagle Learning Center is to the northeast, and it's just this small parking lot that is supporting the development. And again, we have our tree removal schedule for this area and the planting schedule as well.
And nothing changed from? the
Nothing
original?
changed from final land development.
Perfect. All right. Anybody have any questions, concerns? All right, thank you for the description. I'm going to make a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going, public comment. Anybody? Seeing none, I'll make a motion to approve. Do I have a second? All in favor? Thank you, Kristen. Approved, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. Okay, up next we have 321 Beech Tree Lane, Pullen Edition.
James, the beech tree development, when these things come up, it's been pro forma on consent, but we didn't consent this because we got it so late. So
Okay.
there's no changes to the development, land development.
Gotcha.
What he said.
What he said.
Hi, Matt.
So this is just for a grading permit as well?
Yeah, so this is actually an amendment to the grading permit. So you've seen this lot, this is lot 10 of the development. You've seen it before, but they are adding a pool, so there is going to be a change. And I'm sorry, this is maybe the first time I've ever had to say that. Let me go back one. We're just relocating a tree that's in the way of the pool. And if my hands would cooperate. There we go. So this is the master plan. The pool's going right here. That sugar maple is the tree in question.
I'm sorry, which development is this?
Fox Lane is Beech Tree Road at Beech Tree, Radnor Street Road, Walnut Lane, where the old Eastern parking lot used to be, and Valley Forge had their teachers living there and all sorts of history.
Got it. Thank
Got it? Good. So lot 10, everything here still the same as it always was. It's just this proposed sugar maple we're proposing to relocate over here, out of the way of the pool. There is not. That's a proposed tree, part of the landscape plan. The proposed landscape plan for the overall subdivision had a tree there, and we're relocating it to that spot.
Okay. Any questions, anyone? All right. Thank you very much for that. I'll make a motion to approve. Do I have a second? We have a second. Public comment? No. Second? We saw a second. All in favor? Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck, sir.
That's all you got, Pete? That's it?
No, I got one more.
All right, up next, we have 701 Camp Woods Road Addition. 3 trees to be removed. Welcome.
Thank you.
If you could introduce and give us a description of the project, please.
Yes, my name is Joseph Essock. I'm the site civil engineer and land surveyor. With me tonight is Nick Batag, who's the architect for the project, and the owner, Fawad Rafi Farad.
Welcome.
This property is a corner of Camp Woods Road and Sproul Road. What you're seeing here is the existing conditions plan located in the middle of the site here. Existing house. And what we're proposing to do is This is an existing house. Place a small garage addition, one-car garage addition up front, and then a larger addition out the rear. This will be a two-story addition, a bedroom on the first floor, a bedroom on the second floor, and this is like a cathedral ceiling type family room over here. The trees we're removing are shown with these X's. 1, 2, 3 trees. Now, what I'd like to mention is this tree here is a 30-inch diameter tree, but it is dead already. So that's already dead. These two are cedar trees that were installed as part of the original landscaping package. They're 15 inches diameter, and they're somewhat elderly, and those two are going to be removed also. On this site, we do have a tree row along Sprawl Road, but we're not in our disturbed area.
Where are you coming up for the ingress and egress for the construction?
What we're going to do is we're going to use the existing driveway,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're going to place a rock construction entrance over on this side of the site just to get to the backyard that will stay just for the site here.
And there's no other trees in that work area there?
There is. There's at the corner of this house, there's a few cedars, and we have a tree protection fence
cool.
around the perimeter of those trees.
Perfect. Yeah, I live right up the street. I go by here. It looks good the way you cleaned it up on the Sproul Road.
Yeah. And as I said, then there's a tree road along Sprawl Road, and right along the drip line of the trees, you have a tree protection fence there to protect those trees. And up front, just like a little ornamental cluster, but we still put a tree protection fence there too.
Perfect. Are you doing any planting?
No. Well, I think eventually we'll do planting, but it's not a part of this plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the 30-inch tree, we have it down here. I didn't see it down as a dead tree, but since it is 30-inch, you would have to get a hazardous tree report filled out and then submit that to the township. And then John goes out, takes a look to make sure it's hazardous or dead.
Okay.
And then, because it's over the 30-inch diameter.
Is that the threshold, 30 inches?
Yeah.
I think it was 29 when I was at.
It grew and then overnight,
Yeah.
don't worry.
Okay, well, we could do that. It's best that he looks at it
Yeah,
anyway.
you just have whoever's doing your tree work,
Okay,
have them fill out a hazardous tree report. It's on the township website
okay,
under shade tree link or whatever.
yes.
They fill it out, submit it to engineering. They'll send it to John. John will make sure it's a dead tree.
Sure.
If it wasn't dead, then there was compensatory trees needed to
Right.
be planted.
Right,
But since
right.
it's dead, don't need to do that. Anybody have any questions, concerns? No, any public comment? Nobody? All right, so I'll make a motion to approve, as long as you have the hazardous tree report for the 30-inch tree
Absolutely, yeah.
completed. Do I have a second? All right, all in favor?
Where's this hazardous tree report supposed to be given to? To whom?
You would give it to,
It's on the website with the directions. If you can't find it, you can reach out to me and I'll walk you through it.
goes to Trish, who's right in the office at the other side of the building. Engineering. Thank you, good luck.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, next up we have 111 Burnside Road, new dwelling. Have anybody here for that?
Yep.
Yes.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good evening. T.R. Moser, the builder-developer for the Grabuskis. They currently live at 121 Burnside Road, which is right here at the cul-de-sac. And they currently own the lot right next to it, 111 Burnside. They are planning on building a new home on this lot. About 2 years ago, after they bought the lot, they were not aware of the requirements with taking down trees. And they cut a lot of the trees on the property that they assumed were hazardous, and they have some pictures here. When applying for the new permit, we went out, we surveyed the lot. There was a lot of stumps at the prior homeowner had torn down. We have some pictures of it. We got John out on site to look at the stumps, to see that a lot of the stumps have been old and should not be deemed to be replaceable. The homeowner spent about $26,000, taking down a lot of the trees before they got a notice, and they didn't realize it. I don't know if you guys want to see pictures or if John wants to
So
speak. in.
just to give you a little content, I met with Mr. Moser out on the site last Wednesday, I believe it was Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. It's a unique situation where the previous owner, I believe you said it's a woman and her son,
Yes.
went through and cut there was a lot of understory invasive stuff. There was trees, and I believe from our walkthrough, we could delineate what the older stumps were, just because of degradation of the stump, versus what was cut by our current applicant here in front of us tonight. And then I believe they hired King Kiner to come through, remove a bunch of ash, some white pine, cut vines off trees, other understory brush, because the site has not been maintained probably, in 25 years, other than
Yeah, correct.
the previous owner. So it was really, the majority of the work was completed from, 5, 6 years ago. And then just previously, some hazard trees, some ash, pine and stuff were removed by King Kiner.
So really, we're here just to get some guidance of where the starting point should be on replacements, if any. We have like a landscaping plan showing a proposal that was included in the packet. Again, we think this is a little much with replacements, but again, we've hired a landscape architect. We would just, we want to come back in here next month with a plan and kind of a starting point of how many trees are required from this. So we're happy to show, there's been a ton of accidents around the area. They have pictures of like when the old homeowner was cutting down trees, and just we're here to have a discussion.
Well, thank you for that. And this happened 2 years ago too, right?
Yes.
So, I did not put this in a memo yet, because they're coming in front of us tonight just to get some ideas and concepts. It looked to me that there were probably like 8 or 9 trees that were viable that maybe were cut down to access other properties. So these trees ranged anywhere from 13, because I did some measurements, sampling of other trees on the property, anywhere from 13 to 17 inches in diameter. So at least 9 trees with those replacement calcs based on our chapter
Okay.
As a starting point.
Gotcha. Yeah, we talked, Frank, is it?
Yeah, James?
Yeah. So we spoke, thanks for calling last week. Yeah, it's a unique situation. I'm not sure where to go. Do you have an idea of how many viable trees you cut down yourselves?
We have an invoice, I don't know if you want to show.
I saw that, but it
Yeah.
doesn't have a tree count,
That's
so.
that's why we had,
Yeah. So there was numerous trees removed. A lot of them were not viable.
Yeah, so
From
how
my
many-
review, I'm thinking 8 to 9 trees were definitely viable and shouldn't have been cut down. It could have been access issues, could have been trees that were underneath other hazardous trees. It looked to me that probably was about 25 in total removed, but only 8 or 9 of them had viable cambium and xylem and all
And
that stuff.
you did see the stump, so you know some were
Correct.
ash and everything too? Gotcha.
so our hope was maybe we go even at that number a little over, come back and resubmit that plan to come get
So
your guys'
Plant
approval.
like 150 trees or something? No, I'm joking.
They weren't all
Lighten
30s.
things up.
All 5 inches in California.
Yeah. So do we work with,
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, could we have?
Yeah, I was still thinking about my questions, but go ahead, guys.
So I have a quick question, just based on the invoice that you shared and your the application. So if there were, I think you said there are 7 trees that were in the sort of the 19 to 29 inch. But I'm concerned that there are 9 heritage trees on there.
There was no heritage.
Well, and I look at the grid that I think came with the plan, it says there are 9 30-plus DBH trees. So there were, and, trying to figure out, I guess they were all cut. So if some of them were hazardous, and then looking at the stumps, I mean, that's what they provided, that there were 9.
Absolutely. I mean, I did not see anything that was 30 inches. If you guys somebody measured 30 inches, I don't know what they were measuring from.
Yeah, that's what my question would be. How did they measure these? Because I did see the table too.
Yeah, the
How did
tree
we
table.
measure them if there was no trees? Does anybody
I'd
know?
have to double check with the surveyor, yeah.
Oh, so that came from the survey.
Yeah.
The surveyor, like a PLS that went out and just picked up trees?
It could have been, I gotta double check, I don't know off the top of my head, so I can go back and get information. Again, I was looking more just for guidance tonight, and
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just,
Your flush stump is going to be a lot bigger than when you extrapolate it out to the 4.5 dBH.
okay.
So
Yeah.
when it's flat and flush, it's going to look bigger, so maybe they ran a tape on it, and
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
If that's what they did.
No,
or-
so I'll get that clarity for you, and just, you know, I don't know if I just work with John and then come back and present, and it's just,
Well, let me
ahead.
just ask one more question, Frank. We understand, we need clarity on that stuff, that's for sure. But are you planting, like, do you have a plant list that you're putting in?
yeah.
Just so we could
Like,
go
this
through
is
that.
just, this was just kind of, we thought was a little overkill, and that's kind of why, you know, but
So you had an architect do that based on,
based on if
The
we
numbers
had
in that
146 replacements, yes.
Right.
okay. And so how many are on that plan?
That is about 60-some trees.
60-some, okay. And that's based on the engineered,
Correct, engineered, if you
Numbers.
counted all those stumps and took everything else, that's where we'd be at.
gotcha, okay.
The one point of clarity, though, that I like to point out, I don't know the surveyor who went out and just
Yeah.
counted the stumps, so we have pictures of this, of photos where my wife actually texted the prior owner that we bought the lot from, was finally doing tree work, and she texted me like in 2021, we could share these reports with you, this might be helpful quickly just to flip through.
Do you wanna,
There-
oh,
there-
you have copies for everyone?
Put some of these
Thank you.
on, I don't know if this is helpful, if you have copies. You wanna pass some of these around?
Yeah, it's fine.
Where the situation certainly gets muddy, and, you know, we'll certainly admit that we're apologetic
We
to
can
not
share.
following to a T all the
Here,
structure in
Eugene.
places. This is the
We can
first
share.
time we've gone through something like this. TR built our current house at 121 Burnside Road, and we had the opportunity to purchase this lot next to us. So we did, and sadly, the lot was just never upkept. There was trees that were cut in half, there was dead trees, there was trees that fallen on the prior owner's house. Throughout Burnside Road, every house that we have listed here has sadly been hit by a tree, ours included currently. So when we got this lot, we priced out 3 different tree companies. It wasn't like a clear-all lot. There was prior work done. We got the lot in 2024. The invoice is about $26,000 that we got from King Kiner. The gentleman from King Kiner, the owner, came through, and we appreciated that. He educated us, these are dead trees, these are ash trees. We said, what are the dangerous trees? And he did the tree work. I was down in South Carolina, actually, when this was going on, and then I think John got a lot of phone calls about it, had put a stop work order on the property. So then, this was around April of 2024. We weren't sure what to do with the lot, if we were going to rent it and upkeep it, if we were going to hire a home builder and do a complete demo. So we had contractors come through in 2024 into 2025. When John said we had to put a stop work order on it, he gave us a few checklist items, which was like replant grass, which we did immediately. We cleaned up the lot. We need to come back to this committee here with a plantation plan of some sort. So we didn't have that yet, and it took time. We have 3 kids all under 10, and we're busy at my own business. She has her own business. But then we decided, okay, we're not going to rent this property. The upkeep for the house was in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. The deck was falling apart. Windows were shut. Doors weren't opening. We said, okay, let's kind of look towards Plan B, going out, building a custom home, pricing out builders. So that kind of took us through 2025, getting quotes from building, custom designing a house, which kind of brings us finally to the plans that we have now this winter, deciding to go with Moser again, having these plans, and then the replacement, right? So.
And where do we start? So that's why we're here tonight, looking for just, you know, recommendation to come back, so.
Yeah, I just want to comment on a couple of things. So I live in the neighborhood sort of right across Sproul Road from you, so I mean, I remember driving by and just thinking like, oh my gosh, what happened? It's totally cleared. Just for the record, I think very disappointed in the company, because I think Radnor Township, the ordinance says that arborists or tree service companies need to be registered with the township. I think it's unfortunate that they didn't notify the township that this work was being asked. So personally, I find that disappointing. It has nothing to do with you. Just, a couple of things to think about, because I do live really close to you. You've got the Blue Route is noisy, Sproul Road is noisy. Is just, I'm sure you're gonna wanna put some nice.
Oh, we want to do replacements.
I
That's
know,
yeah.
shade trees and then some evergreens to block that. You live there already, so you know too, but.
The lot right next door at 121.
Yeah. So, I think it's a mature tree neighborhood too, so, just consider that if you did take out some really big, nice shade trees, mature, that, you invest there, just as a recommendation. Thanks.
Yeah, go ahead, Frank.
Just in summary, you're planning on planting 60 trees?
We're not planning, we were looking more for guidance tonight. This is, if you put as many trees as we think is possible, that's as much as you could put.
Okay. And the second question, is you planning on cutting down any more trees?
At this point, there's maybe one tree that's shown right here, possibly, but we're not at that stage right now. If we were to, we'd obviously do compensations and come back to you for approval.
You would get a permit this time, Mr.
Yes, 1,000, it would all be in our next submission. It's just, when I was speaking to the client, we have all these stumps, and where's the starting point? And and that's why we're here for guidance.
It's funny because per the plan that you submitted, the starting point really is that you have 23 trees in the first DBH bracket, the lowest, right? And that would require 46 replacements.
Yep.
And then you have 7 that are in the 19 to 29 inch, and that would require 28 replacements, with 21 of those being large canopy. And then there are 9 heritage trees, so that would require 72 replacement trees, 54 being large canopy. So I know you said this when you came in, I'm just giving everybody sort of what we're starting with. 146 compensatory trees, with 75 being large canopy. And then the fee in lieu of compensatory trees, which is also in the ordinance, would be $43,800.
So here, I'll highlight, this is a photo that we have in the presentation here. We can leave copies for you guys. This was the picture that my wife sent me from 2021, which is a muddy situation. So we're obviously here looking for guidance, but at least we could show you guys evidence of this was tree work done on the lot prior to us ever owning the lot in 2024. And there was probably 2 trucks, but this is just a picture that my wife sent me because she was excited that Cheryl's finally getting tree work done, and these were getting taken off of the property. So there's some very sizable trees here. The miscommunication in those numbers is that I forget the terminology, the surveyor who went out and counted properties, counted every stump. So Cheryl's nephew was out there with the chainsaw cutting. She had 2 different rounds of tree work done, again, prior to us ever owning those trees.
Yeah, so should they pay for the?
You can see a copy of the invoice here, which is $26,000. Everyone who's in the tree business here probably realizes that we didn't remove.
Right. No, I wasn't suggesting that you
Okay.
owe that
So
much money. It's just.
As a starting point, that's
Right,
probably an error on our side.
When we look
but
at the tree canopy of the township as a whole, which is really what guides what we are trying to protect, that's what I mean by where the starting point.
Understood.
But I think their starting point
Yeah.
is they want to know, so.
Right, I
The
got it.
the previous owners, obviously, there's no culpability on the applicant's part at this point, where the majority of the trees were removed. Now we have, some viable trees that were removed that need to be replaced. Obviously, the applicant has to plant because the property is denuded.
Yep.
And not only for the benefit of our ordinance, but for the benefit of the future homeowners here. So, guesstimation, how many total trees do you think you require on the site, I think is what they're asking. Like, do you think that you need? You don't need the 160 or whatever
Yeah.
that's shown on the plan. What do you, in
And
reality?
I think 60 is very heavy. I guess if we come back with a plan of around, 20 to 30 trees or.
So there's no way to go back in time and.
Correct, I
look
understand,
what's
yeah.
going on. So I don't know because I don't want you going out there and not getting paid. I don't know how this would work, but is there a way that you could go out there and use, if you have notes from 24 or whenever, and take a look and say, okay, these trees were definitely taken down 2 years ago. Something that that's factual.
Mm-hmm.
And come back with those numbers.
That's what I did when I met at Mount There's about 24 to 25 total trees that were removed
So definitely 9 trees.
That were within the 13 to 17 inch bracket that looked viable at the time of my inspection. Obviously, that's a little bit.
Okay. And there's no heritage trees that you saw that
I
were,
didn't see any, I mean, there's trees cut flush, you know,
Mhm.
there's stumps left. You gotta remember when a surveyor's going out there and they run a.
no, I understand, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna question, if you go out there and that's what you're saying, I'm gonna go by that,
Okay.
just because I have no other way to.
But is that a good starting point, I guess?
I think that's a great starting point,
Okay.
in my opinion. I'm gonna go with, I can't make up a number.
No, I understand.
So I'm
That's-
gonna go with John, and if he says he thinks there was 9 viable trees, then I'd say, okay, let's get those 9 trees, work with them, John, if you can, and try to figure out
I mean, I can't.
what
prove
the
other-
size.
I can't prove the other ones, whether they were degraded or risk-related.
Yeah, that's my question.
I think there has to be more trees planted than what those 9 viable were. I'm thinking a good benefit along with the mix of evergreens, and shade trees, just looking at what the site characteristics are gonna bring is about 40 to 45 trees can be planted on the site,
Right.
including the evergreen buffers,
So
Okay.
for the 9 trees, what size were they?
13 to 17 inch.
They were all 13 to 17?
In that
Okay, so they were all 1-to-1 trees.
That's correct, but there's.
Okay, so there's
I
20,
can't prove that those other ones were risk-related, so we gotta, there has to be more planting.
what's that?
Over 50% clearing, though.
Well, this happened in 24, which was before the ordinance, right? Yeah, so it doesn't come up. That would be against the ordinance. 13 to 17 is 1 per 1.
Oh, I thought you said 19 to 29.
No, 13 to 17, you're saying, is 1-to-1. But we're not 100% certain on, that's 9, on the other 16.
What year did the previous owner cut the trees?
So this picture.
That's in 21.
This picture here on Exhibit 1 was February 23rd of '21. It's in this PowerPoint presentation. We can give you guys all a copy of it if you'd like.
Oh, yeah, I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
You said that there was 25 trees cleared, 9 of them you know were viable, but the other 16 we're not sure of. What were the size of the 16 that you weren't sure of?
So they range, they're definitely under heritage. I did not see any heritage.
But they could have been above 19
they-
inches.
Oh, absolutely,
So of those 16, a number were above 19?
correct.
Do you know how many were above? Okay.
So that's what I was, thank you, Kristen. That's what I'm trying to get to. If you could go out there
So
and,
my calculation is, that I stated is, I think those 24 trees should be placed, and that's how I'm coming up with 40 to 45
New trees.
tree replacement. Is, they can't prove that they were hazardous, I can't prove that they were alive.
We round up to 50 and say 50 is the number of replacement trees, and if we only get 30, then we're paying the fee in lieu of. Is that a good number to settle on?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think those 24 trees that were done by King Kiner should be replaced, irrelevant of their condition. Because there's no physical proof. The applicant was stopped in 2024, so I believe those trees should be replaced.
okay, so if they were all 19 to 29, the other 16, but we're not sure about that.
No, but that's the average of what we saw.
So would you be able to tell now or not?
I mean, I was out there, I mean, I can go out and put a stick on it, but then I get to extrapolate every tree, because, you know, you.
I mean, anything that's,
Paper, yeah.
I mean, 16, if those 16 trees, do you think they're all going to be in that range, or is there any obvious ones that are going to be 8 inches?
No, there was no 8 inches.
No.
They were all big.
Okay, so if you would do that, that would come out to 48 trees plus 9. So 16 trees times 2 is 32 large canopy, plus 16 any size, plus 9 any size. So that would come out to 40. That comes out to 56 trees, if you were to,
What size is the lot, if you don't mind my asking?
I believe it's .68.
Okay, thanks.
.8
Leanne
acre.
just made a good point, she just pulled it up on Street View, you can see the sizes very clearly during that 13 to 17 inch bracket.
And Google, it has it from June of 2022, so you're able to see everything alive and get a good idea. You can't see any heritage trees from.
no, I got you. I'm just going off of
Google
what
shows.
John's saying. So if there was 16 trees that were in the 19 to 29, that's 3 replacements, so that comes out to 32 large canopy and 16 any size trees. And then you're saying those 9 trees that were under the 19. So that's 1 per 1. So if they were all viable and in that size range, it would be 56 compensatory trees, 32 being large canopy. That's the ordinance. The problem is we don't know if all 25 were viable, so do you get, what does everybody else think? They should replace dead ones and ash trees?
I think it's a fair number. And that could be a mix of evergreens. So you gotta remember, this is a unique situation. This gentleman had the state of us away when we shut down the job. At that time, we reached out to King Kiner. I don't think King Kiner had was he licensed with the township at the time of the shutdown? So I don't think he was licensed at the time of the shutdown. So we asked for a mitigation plan. I guess a week later or a couple days later, you called me.
Did the seed planting, the grass, and you said you gotta come back with a landscaping plan, and we didn't know if we were gonna rent the property, restore it, or do a complete demo, rebuild, and move next door.
And at that time, you mentioned to me, and I think it was Doug or Ricky, that previous trees were cut, they weren't part of what you did, which was clearly evident. And then I guess TR, you came in just recently and were transparent to say, hey, John, there's a little unique situation here, how do we handle this? And that's why they're appointed.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna end with this. If we went with all 25 trees were viable, that would give you 56 total, 32 being large. I do not think, I'm gonna disagree with you, John, because you had said some of them were ash and some of them were dead. You're being overcompensated here. So I would go with a lower number of trees, just because that's how the ordinance works. So I'm gonna open it up to, we have 7 people here, so I think everybody
Do you have another question?
I have another question. Of the stumps that were older, that were cut by the previous owner, do you know how many of those were heritage trees?
I don't believe there was any heritage trees or stumps.
Even the older stumps?
I mean, heritage trees is very evident. And again, when you extrapolate taper, obviously at the bottom where it's plus, it's always bigger than it is at PBH 4.5 feet.
Yeah, but they're counting the bases.
So,
There's no trees
I
in
did
it.
not see anything that was
If the base says 30 inches.
I don't think those measurements are accurate.
Well, there's some heritage on that truck. There's heritage trees on that truck. That was 2021.
There was one right next to her house, which is the one I'm guessing that was on that truck. It was literally like a foot from our house, gigantic. And I don't know exactly why she got it taken down, but I'm guessing that's the one.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with you guys. You didn't even
Yeah,
own the
part of
house.
that, I think, actually, if you look at Exhibit 1, went through the side of our house that we currently own, this brighter side of the shingles, the roof.
Mhm.
That's where her sister was staying for the better part of 2 years. Thankfully, she wasn't in the guest room at the time, and it went right through the house to the guest room. If she was in the room at the time, it would have been a very tragic incident. So post that, she got like a circle circumference around the house. A lot of the trees in 2021 that were showing, and again, more tree work in 2023, prior to us owning it.
It's more than
But
30
The
inches.
gentleman's correct. I mean, this is a picture of
No, you
her
said there were
removing
no
these
heritage trees on it.
sizable trees before we were owners of the property.
They had to be.
So James, sorry.
Sorry.
What are you proposing, 50 trees?
I'd like somebody to say, either John or you guys say, how many do you think were alive?
50.
50 trees were alive?
We want to
you
replace
said you
50
took-
trees.
Oh, you want to replace, no, I'm saying, okay.
No, I don't mean live, I'm not gonna guess.
How many large canopy?
I guess I don't want to make that as something, like, I'm happy to work with John after this and come back to you guys next month and say, we sat down with John, here's the list, here's what we're going to replant, here's the new house, and hopefully get approval next month.
I'm happy with, I mean,
See, we have a township arborist, and he suggests that we take a certain path here. And I agree with him, and that's not why I'm saying this, but
Yeah.
it makes sense, like if the arborist has been on site, I haven't been on the site. So
Yeah.
if John's happy,
Just remember, folks, we don't have a look-back period within the township, which eventually we're gonna put into the ordinance, okay, which I think is imperative. For this matter, we have a previous owner not standing in front of us tonight that cut down a bunch of trees, and I believe it was like her personally and her son. We don't have a look-back. We can't penalize the new owners due to that. We can only look at those 24 trees
I
and
would hope-
vines.
I hope you wouldn't, no.
And there was no heritage with those trees. There might have been heritage trees with the previous owner. The stumps are degraded. Some stumps probably aren't even there. So I did not tour the site looking at all the stumps Mrs. Jones cleared previous to that. I don't know her name. I used it, Miss Jones. But that's what I'm saying to you.
I understand.
I only focused on what this gentleman cut.
I understand, and that's why I'm only focusing on
Right.
what you said, and you said there was 25 trees taken down. And some of them, a lot of them were dead. So-
Can we also just looking forward at the landscaping plan that you submitted? Because there's only so much space to put large canopy trees, right? You don't have, that's, so the feasibility of
Agreed.
all of this. So can
Yes.
you, it's in here, right, what you intend to plant?
No, well,
There's a schematic, right?
there is a schematics, yes.
So I'm not qualified to review it as far as, I'm not a landscaping artist or landscaper, but, if you feel like, can you just share with us sort of like how many of these trees are shade tree and,
You see the plant schedule down there? Could you go
Yeah.
from the top?
Yeah, just
and
go over that, please.
Of the 60 trees, how many are large canopy on that schedule?
So we have, all of these are basically what we're showing here are 2.5-inch caliber trees.
What's the name of the tree?
What's up?
I can't
Species.
see, I'm sorry.
So,
What's the first one up there?
so we have silver maples, we have,
How many silver maple?
we have 5.
Okay.
And here we had maidenhair trees, 3 of them, and we have Japanese Zelkovas, 4 of them. Those are the deciduous trees. Evergreen trees, we have junipers, 9, we have 5 white pines, and we have 5 arborvitaes.
5 white pine.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so
Happy
on that list, you
not
have
put that.
13 large canopy
Yeah.
trees.
Yep.
For any-
And then we have 17 flowering trees between eastern redbuds and Canadian serviceberry multi-trunks.
Which obviously would be helpful for us after this meeting if we agree to a number. And I don't know the logistics of what tree computes to what and what we need to plant, big, small, medium.
No, yeah, so it's just the type of tree that they're going over. That's where,
Oh, yeah, it's like the maple is going to be a large canopy tree.
Correct.
So
Okay.
the maidenhair is going to be a large canopy.
Kristen, what's the math? So if we took the average, let's just say we took an average of, 13 to 18, because even if you look on Google, plus my visit out there for the trees that these people removed, not the previous owner, what would be our math if we say 20, let's just round it, 25 trees?
25 of what
At
size?
what size?
The 13 to 17.
It's 25 trees.
25.
Right, and then we'll take, if there's any smaller things that were removed during the course of the, access to those trees. So I'd say, 45 to 50 trees is a fair number, including your evergreens for the buffering that Kristen pointed out.
okay.
I am fine with that. Yeah, I think it's perfect.
All
But
right.
add in some, since we don't know if there was any,
Can you repeat that number?
45 to 50.
45 to 50. All right, and then we'll get this and resubmit and,
Yes, but include some large canopy trees.
Yes.
So you only have 8 up there now. I would say have 10 of them
okay,
as large canopy trees.
perfect.
So
That's
if you
fine.
look on the website even, you can just go through and pick out
Yep.
some trees there. So 10 and then 35, any type of trees, which would be like your Thoya, the small flowering trees.
Yep.
So I'm gonna see what everybody else thinks. What do you guys think?
I mean, I would love to see what you come up with sent back to us,
Yeah.
I would like to just see that.
I'm coming back anyway, that's,
Okay.
oh yeah,
so then-
But I think they're gonna
Yeah.
come back based on what we.
your
would ask.
guidance,
That's
yes.
all I'm saying, is like,
Yeah.
I would like to see the landscaping plan with what you're saying, with the species, the diversity,
Mhm.
so.
What do you guys think down there? Kristen?
I think that the number should be 56, and if you're going to go below that, you have to put in a significant number of large canopy trees, because you violated the law. Like, violation of the law is not an excuse, so I'm more on the 50 side of things. And you can make up for that by doing a number of large canopy trees.
Thank you.
Motion.
Awesome, we'll see you guys next meeting.
Eugenia?
I agree with John.
All right, so we're not voting on anything.
No, I'm not expecting to. We were here for guidance.
Just for guidance.
Like, your
Yeah. And we'll have if I'm not reaching out, my consultant will reach
Yeah,
out to them. to make
even
sure.
white pine, even though it is a native tree, we tend to lose a lot of those. They're
No,
very-
I agree with you. I'd rather
Yeah.
not. I was one
So
of the
let's get a
replacements.
good viable native stand that benefits both for the noise abatement and screening abatement, but also covers our canopy structure.
No, that's great.
You guys have to go through land development as well, right?
No,
You don't have to.
grading permit.
Just grading?
Yeah, we're just getting a grading permit.
Okay.
It's an existing lot, so that's why we're here, for stormwater right now.
Okay.
All right?
So you don't have to do any like street trees per saldo or anything like that?
No, I'm not doing land
Okay.
development on an individual lot.
Gotcha.
All right?
I have
All right.
one more question, I don't know if it's for TR, Joe, or the committee, but if we did want to do a donation to the tree fund, the $300, is this like a hard replant 50, or if we wanted to, say, pay for 10 trees at whatever it costs to the tree fund that we spoke about on the phone?
You can do the
Is that
fee in
an
lieu.
option?
Yeah, it's an
Just
option.
So if we come back next month with like a concrete plan, if you guys, okay, this is what we build,
Mm-hmm.
and we might say if it's 40 or 45 with X amount of dollars donated, is that an option?
Per the
Yes.
ordinance, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate your
guys.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, John.
Thank you, everybody, for going through that. All right, next up, we have Mr. Patrick again.
Hi.
24 Orchard Lane,
24.
house, pool, patio, and driveway.
Yeah, so 24 Orchard Lane is, well, it's at the end, it's a dead-end road off of Park,
Parks Run.
thank you, Parks Run. Radnor Trail, running along this side. It is currently, the only thing on the lot right now is a patio that was, property was owned by the adjoiners. They had put a patio on it, and then now they sold the parcel. This is the new owner coming in to build a house. So for the most part, there really were no trees impacted. There's trees along Orchard, which are going to remain, trees along the Radnor Trail, which are going to remain, showing some tree protection fencing around these. This is an existing driveway, which is going to be the new driveway location, and showing some tree protection around the tree that happens to be right next to it. That should be there, but we'll deal with that with the engineer. This is the construction entrance, should really be right there.
Should be where? I'm sorry.
It should be where the driveway is. So I'm not too sure how it got drawn over there. We'll put it there.
And there's
Check that, I'm sorry. That is the existing driveway. We are relocating the driveway over here. Here's the existing, I apologize. Here's the existing driveway, we're relocating it over here. All right.
there are no trees in the way there?
Say again, please?
There's no trees in that area?
No, so they're a little light on this plan, but we have some trees, 24-inch pine. There's a 28-inch maple here that we're going to need to put tree protection fencing around now that I look at it. And then the rest of them are along here.
Kristen, you looked over this pretty good. You want to?
Yeah, Matt and I just did a little bit of, documentation. The photo is, Matt took, right, from the Orchard Lane. So we, sir, we show that this lot came before us in 2021. At the time, the lot was cleared with 18 trees were removed. 17 of them were claimed as hazardous or invasive or dead. So the contingency approval at that time was to approve it based on receiving this hazardous tree report and then updating the tree table on replacements. Is there any way to know that that was done for the same lot?
No, but I can check it tomorrow.
Okay,
I'm sure it was.
okay, so then the other note was that 3 replacement trees were required and 2 of those should have been large canopy in 2021. So was that ever done?
I don't know. I'll have to check. I know Bern Panzak had come up with a landscape plan that wasn't implemented beyond what we're talking about here. The owner had passed away, is what happened here. So that's why the project, in fact, if you look on this plan, you'll still see the temporary construction fencing and other things that are left on the property.
Okay, I think it's still the same owner. I mean, isn't it still owned by?
The Pancinis, the family owns it, but Michael Pancini was the one driving the project, and he's the one who had passed away.
Okay.
And then they sold the lot.
Oh, okay. Because when we looked it up, it said it's still pending sale.
It is under contract, yes.
Okay. I'm just thinking, because there's those replacement trees that were never taken action on, that I would think that we should consider whatever we.
Yeah, I can't
look to
imagine
do.
that was done. Why would someone go put trees in? Because when we did a tree survey, and I think 18 or 19, that lot looked like that.
Yeah.
It was vacant then. So nothing's really happened, right?
Well, other than that, the patio and what was put in.
I mean, it doesn't look like any trees were planted. It looks the same to me.
Is there a house? Oh, so it's an empty lot here.
It is an empty lot.
A patio.
Yeah, just patio. Pardon me?
Yeah, the patio, right?
Yeah, this is the existing plan up here. Patio, some stairs, some wall, rock, boulder walls, asphalt.
Okay, so what you're suggesting that to check to see if trees were planted?
I would like to know if the hazardous tree report was ever received and then approved. And then I was also wondering if the compensatory trees, if that was held to. So the sale is still pending, so it's the same owner. So I would think that that should be done. That's all I'm
Can
saying.
that be done? And then what would happen? So what would happen if they weren't planted?
We would obviously, Trish or Leah would write them a letter. I mean, we've had this instance before in the past where there was a change in ownership, somebody passing or job relocation where they were held to provide a standard of care by following the plan as it was recorded.
Okay. And from your notes, Kristen, the trees were compensatory for the removals or? because
Based
of
on
a
the
project?
2021 approval, I think so.
It wasn't because of a project being done or anything like that? It was, you know,
Just what we had in the records.
Gotcha.
I mean, we could say that, carry that forward, either add them to the plan, those 3 trees, or you could pay the fee in lieu of, which is $300 per compensatory tree.
Was it part of another property?
There were 2 separate lots. They just happened to be the same owner, contiguous owner.
Okay.
Right, so Pancini owned 18 Orchard, and the family still does, and they also own 24, which is now under contract with Carl Mystery.
Gotcha. No, I'm just trying to figure out if they owned another property. Did they plant the trees on the property?
Oh, would they have planted them on 18?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
I don't know.
So are you guys all in agreement, you think, with what Kristen and Matt say? Just double check with John and go through the process first? And then, so how do we work that through here?
All right, all right.
But what if they didn't? What do we do with this application?
Can you agree to make sure they're in?
I think you'd have to table it. Can't they be added to what he's gonna?
Oh, yeah, I'm just asking. I don't know what the legality.
Yeah, I don't
of it all
know.
is.
I honestly,
And then, obviously, Leah can manage it from the law inspection.
yeah, and let me, and I know he's putting a landscape plan together, and I have a feeling maybe this will all just be, provide something that will address everything. I can't promise that, but I think I need to look into that and get you,
Contingent is fine for this because we do have some credibility with site.
yeah, so.
Okay, and just to go through, there's nothing else coming out, you said, right?
Correct, correct. Nothing's actually coming out.
0 trees to be removed.
Yeah, this is where the house is going. This is the existing conditions plan. It's pretty bare.
Pretty empty.
Yeah. Oh, no trees.
Got it. Okay, so somebody correct me or make a new motion, but I'll make a motion, or does anybody else have anything to add, questions? Any public comment? No. Okay, I'm gonna try this. We'll make a motion to approve contingent upon checking to see if the 3 trees were planted that were required back in 2021. And a hazardous tree report.
Yeah, Berm Panjak was involved with it then. I gotta believe he would do that. Yeah, but we'll check.
And as long as that all works out, the next step would be approved?
Shriner was also involved, we can get a hold of him too.
Yeah,
Is that-
that's right. Yeah.
I would approve, contingency on those things approved with either replacing the trees or paying the fee in lieu of the 3.
Make a motion.
Okay.
But isn't that what you just said? Contingent upon the 3 trees being resolved one way or the other?
But not the in-fee, you didn't say.
I had no seconds, so somebody else make a motion.
Oh, my gosh.
Can
Okay,
I ask
so.
a clarifying question?
Yes.
For the hazardous trees, if the hazardous tree report wasn't done, are we talking about what happens then? Because the hazard, because that's
I'm sure there's
17
a
out of
hazardous
18
tree
trees, it's a
report.
lot, and that's the current owner.
Probably a hazardous tree report somewhere.
I'm just saying that
Yeah, that's a good
17 is a
question.
lot.
No, it's a great question.
Good question. I don't know.
How harsh is it to table this until we have the answers?
I'm sorry.
How harsh would it be to table this tonight until we have
Oh.
these answers?
Obviously, they're interested in getting going. We're still going through engineering review, so the client will shoot me, but I don't think it's that harsh. If you want me to come back, how much I love coming here.
I love seeing you, but I don't want to see you come back again.
It's very simple. If we don't find what we're looking for, he's gonna have to come back anyways.
Right.
So contingent upon us finding, if not, Leah will be sending him a Dear John letter to return.
All right, so I didn't have a second, Can somebody make a motion, please? Second my motion?
Your motion, yeah.
Yeah, we're moving that it's going to be approved contingent on a hazardous tree report and what happens to those 3 compensatory.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So I do have a second and a third. All right, all in favor? Aye, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, everybody, unanimous.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
We'll get that information.
Last one's always the toughest one.
I don't think I'm the last one, though.
Patrick
Bellman.
Bellman, yeah.
Yes.
It just looked familiar, but I'm like, where did I see?
Site engineers, he's the new president almost.
Oh.
No, that's Rob. Don't stick me with that, please. All right, good night.
Thanks, Patrick. All right, next up was, we have Rawls Run on here, but that was taken off.
Correct.
Okay, so we're not doing Rawls Run. So that completes,
So real quick before we move to the next thing. So the previous applicant in front of us definitely taught us something tonight. We definitely have to insert what's called a look-back period into our ordinance. The good news about it is TR, who was a developer, called me because he wanted to be very transparent. I mean, they could have not, by way of our ordinance, none of those trees had to be put on that plan because there's no look-back period, okay? They thought they were removing hazardous ash, which there were. You can see the ash remnants, some white pines. If you look at the street view, you'll see it very clearly. But those other trees that were removed by the previous owner, we could have had compensation, whether replanting or fee in lieu of, if we had that look-back period. And it's a 5-year look-back period. That means if we go to the site and we see that it's denuded, I can quickly go on Eagle View Technologies or Google Earth Pro, and see what the canopy was and just flick back to previous years, which catches a lot of people because historically in this industry, doesn't happen in Radnor, happens in other townships where if there's a look-back period, the developer will go in clear and wait till the look-back period is over, then submit, and they have no replacements. So we want that look-back period to provide us with what happened tonight. And it's a unique situation. You know, I'm going out to a site, cold, knowing that King Kiner was in there removing trees without a permit. And I mean, you look at the site, it's definitely degraded. But then the previous owner removed a bunch of trees, and the stumps are all degraded. So you're asking if they're heritage trees. If you look at a tree from 20 and 21, there's nothing left of it if it's an ash. So it might have been a heritage, but you can't see that with a degraded, fallen apart stump. It's impossible.
Yeah, no, thank you, John. I just
Yeah.
want to also just acknowledge what you're saying, and that is on our 2026 goals, which is to add more qualification criteria, including the clearing ordinance, which has no specifications yet at all.
So that was my question. So we're talking about amending the ordinance?
Yeah,
I'm pretty happy to spearhead that project.
that'd be awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can, if you want to like touch base, we can meet for coffee or whatever, just chat on the phone, and then
Yeah.
that'd be
This is
awesome.
my first meeting, so.
Yeah, right, no, thank you. That'd be great.
That's great.
Thank you.
And maybe we can clarify what happens if you violate the law? Sorry. That'd be good. Like,
Well, I think it's pretty clear what happens, right?
What?
I think if they violate, then,
Well, they removed the trees without a permit, and we can't verify if they were hazardous trees, or if, you know what I mean? So we kind of gave them a bit of an out.
So there's a lot more to it, so.
Okay.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think that's so cut and dry.
So those people, I don't believe, knew there was an ordinance. The tree company actually knew there was an ordinance because it wasn't their first rodeo. That was not relayed to the homeowner. They thought we're just doing our due diligence by removing dead and hazardous trees. They thought they were cleaning it up, doing a good job for the community, until I drove up and shut them down. And then we never got a mitigation plan, and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, 25, 26, TR's in front of us because he wanted to be transparent. He works in the township. He did not want to have that associated with his name. That's why he said, we got a unique situation. Old stumps, kind of new stumps. What are we doing? And we don't have anything in our ordinance about look back, so.
Yeah, and,
In reality, they could have got off clean with everything.
right, I mean, in addition to clarifying the ordinance, what Matt and I have been trying to do for years is make it much easier for a resident and/or a tree service company to know what the rules are and what's expected. And I think that there's just been maybe some disagreement that that's needed. I think it's needed. So I think that's another way to go about it, is to make sure that we make it a lot easier for anybody in the township operating or living, that they know actually what's expected if you want to cut trees down, right?
So Kristen, the new Kristen,
You can call me Kristen H.
Kristen H. So what happens is every tree contractor that works within the township of Radnor has to be licensed, which is a fee, and also provide a copy of their COI. Okay, so we know who's working, who's qualified. They have to have a certified arborist when they're filling out hazard tree permits, so that we're getting a reputable person, not somebody that's trying to just bluff that there's a hazard tree, because these people work in the township all the time, and they're putting their license number on that hazard. So pretty much 99.9% of them are valid. King Kiner unfortunately did not fill out the application properly and submit a hazard tree form or even a clearing form. So that's where we're at.
Can I ask you a question? Will they be somehow, you know?
Penalized?
I don't know what I'm gonna say. Will they be somehow punished? I mean, what happens when somebody does work and it's not approved?
I'm going to check with John Rice, the township solicitor.
Oh, okay.
I would think that the homeowners would have an action against King Kiner because they did not pull the proper permit.
that's what I was gonna say.
And like, if I
Yeah.
have to put in 50 trees because you didn't pull a permit and it's gonna cost me $43,000, like, I mean,
But we also don't want them coming again and doing this. I mean, they need a slap. on
They're
the-
gonna do it again.
oh, I mean, like.
They will?
I guarantee you it will happen again.
But King Kiner,
I don't think it's the first time.
They all do?
or is King Kiner
Not all of them.
a standard operator?
Yeah.
He's a large company in the area.
It's big.
So, you were saying to educate more? So I think,
Educate more and make sure that some of the work we did to put clarification on the Radnor Township site
yeah, so I
be
think a
implemented.
good way to,
Yeah.
it's gonna be tough to get just a regular tree guy to know. But maybe when people do register as a tree contractor, that they receive a form that says, these are the ordinances. I never got one. I'm a registered contractor. I would not know except for being here and reading the ordinance.
A welcome packet.
Exactly, yeah. Just a welcome packet to anybody that registers.
Thanks. Happy to have you work in Radnor Township. Here's our rules.
Yeah.
Or even just, we proposed this too, is just a standard communication plan, especially when we had an ordinance change, that goes out to all the registered tree service people, because they should have an email, right? It's like, it was updated, right? And here it is,
Yeah,
by the
but
way.
It's a tough
In that
situation.
community, everybody in this township that works here knows the ordinance. Whether they follow it or not is the question.
There's a very tough situation, because you gotta talk to Trish about it too. Every year, you have to resubmit insurance. If it's not resubmitted, then it goes away and you're not put back on the contractor list, I think. So the company has to, and I'm in a landscape company. Last thing on my mind sometimes is, okay, call Trish and tell her that I need to re-register. So I think you're going to get 95% of the companies, they're not going to hit that. I think Ward, Shriner, Bartlett, these type of companies that are working here all the time, they're going to have somebody in office that is able to do that. So it's not like very easy, just send it out. It's going to be tough. But maybe if we had a list from 2024, we keep that list and we keep on sending out information to them. If the township approves that, and if, I'm not sure how much more work that puts on Trish or Steve, we'd have to talk to them as well. Anyway, anybody else on that? I like the welcome pack, and I'm going to use that when we present something to them. It's very friendly, and people like that. Okay, now, I lost track because John kept on saying stuff there. So let me see, where were we here?
Old business?
Old business, update on this, the tree planting. Frank, do you want to lead this off?
I got a PowerPoint, but basically things are going well. Oh, this button.
I did.
I saw that. I passed out the project plan to everybody. Everything's pretty much been spoken for on the plan, which is good. We'll be picking up the trees in a couple of weeks and going through the sorting process and putting stakes in and everything. It hasn't been easy. We've had a lot of web issues, Google Sheets, Google Forms type issues, but we're past that now. Kristen's got all the trees spoken for, the 30 residential trees, which is great. We put out the volunteer request on the township site on Tuesday. We've got about 11 volunteers so far. We're looking for about 40. We have Radnor Conservancy is going to their volunteer list, and they're going to be putting out a message tomorrow. Amber's going to do that for us and try to get some more volunteers for it. But we're going to be doing the extension of the Miyawaki forest over at the Willows.
Is there an environmental group at Villanova that we could reach out to? Since you had so many volunteers from Villanova last year.
We have, yes, we can talk to Laura and see if they have any.
What about any of the past groups, like the Vita or anybody? Would you like me to call, or anybody to call them and see if they would have anybody?
These are companies?
No, DeVita, well, DeVita's a company that volunteered. A
Yeah,
bunch
for
of
one of our
employees came
things.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a couple other companies. Does anybody, we can look up and,
Yeah, one was First Resource Bank. Yes, if you have someone in your network that might want to have a community day for their employees, that would be appreciated. Okay.
Boy Scout guy, he had a bunch of great people. The Eagle Scout, yeah. He had a lot of friends that came. I mean, he would be awesome.
I can reach out to him because I remember him. I've got
Yeah.
his contact
I
information.
mean, he had like 20 people that one day helping him out.
And we'll also reach out to Villanova. Okay, so I'll do Villanova and Troop 284, their scout leader.
okay.
I don't know anyone there.
Where?
Radnor High School.
Yeah, my daughter goes there, so I can find out if there's anything.
Did you ask Jen Santora? She's still teaching there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have another contact that gave us the 75 students for the thing last year. She hasn't been able to help in the past, so.
I'll reach out to her and,
Yeah, just like forward it on to
Yeah.
students or whatever.
all right, so I'll reach out to Radnor High School, Jen, and Davida, and anybody else we can think of.
The only other issue which James told me, or you can give an update on getting tree service companies to plant. the
Yeah, so I
right-of-way trees.
talked to Steve Schreiner, who always helps out, and when I called him, he was very excited to help out. So they're going to plant 10 to 12 trees at the residential properties. Ricky, we have 30 trees total, and I think I asked you last time, you guys would be able to handle like 10 or 12 trees? Okay. Frank, you have to handle.
No, the
No,
way
we
you,
could do
the
it,
way
I'm
you do
fine.
that, the way you do that is you ask Steve Ledgerton, you don't ask Ricky.
Okay, I'll ask Steve.
Steve doesn't know how to say no.
So I'm going to reach out, I'm waiting to hear from a couple people, Ricky. Within the next week or two, I'll let you know how many trees Township would be planting, Shriner would be planting, I'll plant some, and we'll go from there.
And I will send the right-of-way sheet out, because it's done. And I just have to put the coordinates. You still need the coordinates, right?
Yeah,
They need that? All right, I'll just do that, and then I'll send it out
yeah, if you
tomorrow.
could send out, yeah, that way I'm going to give Shriner like a bunch in Wayne, that's their whole area, say, and then we'll break up the rest.
And Steve got me the stakes, so they're at my house, so.
Oh, perfect.
Stake pickup would just be on my front porch.
So, do we have people that are going to volunteer to hand out stakes? Tim is, Matt? I'll do some if you need some. Eugenia?
Oh, yeah, it's fun.
Okay, so we got,
Is it the day of?
so I guess everybody that's going to help out, getting text Matt or email Matt
yeah.
and figure out the
Exchange.
exchange.
Yeah.
And Kristen, you'll hand out.
I'll make sure everybody has the sheet.
Perfect. Okay. Anything else, Frank?
Yeah, I would make a request. I would make a request that I'm kind of doing an overall coordination of the parks. I'd like someone to take on Seth's role to do the overall coordination, make sure all the ducks are in order for the right-of-way trees.
Is that what you were doing, Kristen?
I mean, I'm doing some things.
Yeah, it's someone that's kind of an overarching type role. Like, I'm worried about food, but Matt's getting the food.
Oh, for the whole,
Yeah, Eugenia and I are gonna take care of the food.
Yeah.
okay.
I-
not-
Yeah, this is, I kind of feel like if we have a central file that everybody can use, which is like the plan, and yet we all signed up for something and we have our date, and then we can say when it's done, I don't know that we need like a project manager. It's just a difference of
And I'm
opinion.
requesting a project manager.
I know you are, but
So I'll
Like
try,
we've done in the past, that's what Seth did.
gotcha. I will try my best to do as project manager if somebody wants to help out, like Tim or Eugenia or something.
I'll try to
Yeah, I'll
project manage. I think the sheet's already doing it, though.
Yeah, yeah. So I think
Yeah.
it kills two birds with one stone.
Yeah,
Sound
and-
good?
I'll help, let me know what you need.
And James
Hey.
and Frank, so if there's 30 residents, right?
31.
And 31, and I have 10, I'll take all of them if I have to. If people, so that, on that part, you don't have to project manage that part, it'll be done.
I understand what Frank's saying, because
I
it's a
know, I
lot
get
of,
it.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
To go through all of this. And Frank, you've been doing a lot of it for the last couple of years, so I totally hear you, and
Tell me what I can do
to
to help
yeah.
offline.
I was, in the beginning, told you guys I can't do the computer stuff because I don't know enough about it, but I'll try to help, making sure everything's done from the list that you put together or got us. And Tim and Eugenia will help out and take care of it. And I'll go through within, like in the next, we don't have another meeting beforehand. So in about 2 weeks, we'll make sure we have everything under control with everybody.
And Matt, I'll do some, I like doing the residential too. There's no reason you should do all 31.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I like, it's fun.
All right. Need to write my notes down. I don't know if I'll be able to read them tomorrow, but.
that's it on the tree planting.
All right, and so you're,
And the other thing, just a separate sort of thing, the grant that we requested, I'm not doing anything on that until we get the approval that we're going to get the 15,000. Is that
correct, yeah.
make sense?
I think we wait till May. The tree planting will be over. We'll find out in May, and then
Go
that'll
from
be our
there.
next project, and try to get that done before, or get it organized before the fall tree planting.
Yeah. Or we can use the fall tree planting for the trees for
For
the
the trees.
riparian project.
Yeah, might be, make things easier too.
Yeah.
Do we know when the fall tree planting is going to be now?
Yeah.
Can you tell me?
Usually the third week in November.
Third week?
Okay, so, you're picking up the trees, Frank with Steve. You're getting them to the garage. I think I did put down on the list that I will go to the garage and, I'll work with Steve Schreiner. I'm gonna send him the list. I'll work it, don't worry.
That is, yeah, I'll be at the garage to do the sorting.
Okay, and call me
I'd-
when you
I'd
do
love
that.
to have you there because we had a screw up, we had some mess ups previously
Yeah, yeah.
with the contractors taking the wrong pile and stuff.
Taking the
So-
wrong trees to the wrong places.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let me know,
No, take them to the right place, it's just the wrong trees.
let me know, I'll make sure I'm in the area that day and we'll
Okay.
go through it.
Yeah,
Um,
it'll be
That's the
Thursday, the 17th, 16th.
Perfect. Anybody have any, no, everybody's good with the tree planting for the spring? I think it's gonna be excellent. I won't be there, but I'm sure it'll be great without me. All right, thank you for that, Frank. And thank you for the, just while we're on Frank here, for doing the PowerPoint on Monday night as well. That worked out perfectly. We did our update for the Board of Commissioners. So
Good.
all went good. I didn't do a good job, but Matt did a good job, or Frank's PowerPoint.
You know,
All right.
that was interesting, because, you know, one of the reasons we wanted to do it is because the Board of Commissioners never hears from us, okay? But then James pointed out, which I didn't know, that we're required by ordinance to make an annual report every year. I never knew that.
It's under
So-
our duties, like number
Yeah.
8, the last one, so,
Yeah.
which is a good
Yeah, it's good and healthy.
idea to be transparent and let
It
people
was
know.
particularly good, it's just sort of, I think, a lot of, it looked like we're doing a lot. I mean, it showed that we're doing
Yeah.
a lot, and a lot is getting done. It wasn't just, you know.
And remember, everyone, there aren't that many ordinance-driven commissions in Radnor, so we're one of the few.
That's great.
All right, let's go to recommended shade tree list update. So Matt, I know you're working on it, you sent that out to everybody, and we will put our brains together, everybody take a look at it, and if they have any suggestions, comments, we'll send them back to Matt.
Yep.
And then you and John will go through a master list eventually, and,
It would be you, John, and I think.
okay, and then by, but you send it out to everybody, right?
Yep.
So if anybody else has anything to add,
I don't think did I?
I shared a Google Doc. Now, if people can't get Google Docs, just let me know, and I'll send it a different way.
Matt, I don't think I was copied on the email. I don't remember seeing it.
You were.
Was I?
Yeah.
Wonder if I went to spam.
I'll check that, though. And I can send it to
You
you in a
didn't get it,
different
Eugene?
form. But just for context,
I'll take it, yeah, because I didn't get it.
okay, I'll send that out.
You'll
But for
send it.
context, you know, it's been 10 years since we did a recommended tree list, and so a lot of change. So, yeah, so you'll see it's a pretty simple Google Doc, and it's self-explanatory, I think.
and then next month, hopefully, we'll have something to.
Next month, we should have something to present, you know.
And then do we have to make a new ordinance for that? Or does it just go on the website?
No, it's just a link to to the shade tree
Okay.
Radnor site.
Gotcha, okay, perfect. All right, next up, 6C, Vision of Wayne update. I went to the second meeting on last night. And it was, yeah, it was just an overview of what they're going through. Trees came up. Trees and parking are the biggest things that come up. Strollability, which is what you were talking about. Me and Ricky reminded me of everything you guys said, and he brought it up and let everybody know. Ricky was there too. Anything you want to add, Ricky? I didn't say much, but they talked about.
No, I think it's just some of the ideas. It was pleasant to see they wanted more greenery, whether it was putting an island in the middle of North Wayne Avenue. I think by the Weichert lot, they had proposed maybe even putting a park there, which would be very nice. So that it was a good conversation, and even some of the ideas they had, even the group and Adam, who was presenting, it was very good.
And it did come up pots or planters. Did somebody mention that planters were not allowed, right? That's what came up with. Yeah, so we brought that up, and they made a note that planters weren't allowed. And public comments.
Yes, I was going to wait till public participation, but
Public participation.
it's hard to know when that is, because I was here last month, and you were gone, finished by the time I got here, so I came early this time. But actually, it's linked to the Vision of Wayne, because I'm here to ask about street tree planting on Bellevue Avenue. Bellevue Avenue is, I don't have a map, I don't have a blueprint, but it's a unique situation. Well, it might not be completely unique, but it's unusual that the east side of the street is part of the business overlay district, which would be part of the Vision of Wayne plan. And
Is that the AT&T building?
yes.
Okay.
So 30 years ago, there were probably at least 4 large oak trees on that property. There's only 2 left that are distressed, probably hazardous. But that's not what I want to talk about. But the neighbors would like to see, that's street trees planted on that side of the street. If also, if recommending, most of the neighbors do have shade trees on their property already on the residential side. But it's that side of the street, the AT&T side, there's no wires above, and it seems like a good spot to plant street trees. And I'm just asking why, I'm asking if that could be looked into.
Thank you. I will respond. We talked last month, and I think the issue is we need permission from.
Yes,
the
I
property
pursued
owner.
that. We have a contact that I got from the township with AT&T, and they have no objection to street tree planting.
Okay, so I will pass this along to Ricky, and
Yeah, the
what
only-
your process you think should be to get some trees.
We need written proof, email or something, like it. just-
Okay. Well, the township, well, we need a plan. Okay, I've contacted AT&T as I was requested, and they say they have no problems with it. A plan was submitted at one time to plant, so in order to get written approval, I would think we'd need a plan to say what we want to plant.
Yeah, I mean, that we can get to that bridge once they give us approval to plant.
Did they
Like,
email you?
We can tell them, even if you want to give them
I
my
had a
email,
phone call from,
you can give them my email, or you can give me the
okay,
contact.
I
and
will,
I'll
you
email
follow
them-
up and
email
get the
them.
approval you need.
Yeah, as long
Okay.
as I have email proof
Well,
of approval, I
yeah,
can call
I got-
back and
okay.
then tell them what we'll plant once I talk to the commission and the arborist. But the first step is they have to give approval.
Oh, you're going to be talking to the Board of Commissioners? Is that, you talked to the commission? What, this commission?
Hatred.
Oh, this commission, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. We're getting a little bit of a,
If they send a request to have some street trees planted, then we look at our budget. If we have money, then we would certainly.
so
plant
that, I guess that's what, well, you're going to follow up on that. So I don't have to know the wording of what you need. Because he's saying they're going to, you need a request from AT&T to have street trees. And I'm saying they've said they don't object to having street
Yeah,
trees.
so
Can
like
we
Ricky
ask
said,
Can I ask a
They're not gonna
clarifying
pay for
question
them.
for everybody? Is this where we were talking about this plan came through Shade Tree and we approved it?
No,
No.
The original one? That's what I thought?
no.
The whole big plan for, yes.
You're correct, it was a different project, but you were right, AT&T had a plan, it's different project, different location.
Oh. No,
You may be thinking of the
we
west,
spoke with
60
Rev
west,
one.
the 60 west condos that are being built.
right.
Yeah, that's next to this. That's not
So this is different. Okay,
separate.
thank you. I was
At
just
that
confused.
time, at one time, the developer did have a plan to plant trees along the street. The planning commission thought it was a good idea. but the developer decided that they weren't going to do it. The township got them to put a lot of money into the parking lot, and they felt that they had done their share.
All right, thank you, I just was confused.
Just to save some time, there's 2 oak trees there now, right?
I believe that, yeah, 2 oak trees, they're very bad shape.
Yeah,
Was
the
there a
two-
hazardous tree report taken?
There
tonight?
was not. They were supposed to come here to the board
But
to
they
get
never did.
permission to cut those trees down, which at that point, you would tell them they had to replant so
Right.
many trees to replace
Gotcha.
them
Okay,
because
so
they're a
that's off the
business.
table anyway.
So,
Gotcha. Yeah,
Right.
so do what Ricky said, have them,
Well, you're going to
Contact
you're
them or
going to
have them
contact them,
contact-
right?
I'll give him my card, has my email, and I just need whoever I need to talk to. If you can call me and give me whoever I need to talk to, I'll follow up. I'll take care of it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. This is my 3rd tribe.
thank you. Oh, you did? Yeah. My wife's from Columbia, and every Sunday, they shut down major streets so everybody can just bike and walk. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now, I'm gonna add something to old business. We also need a vice president. We didn't vote for a vice president last time, so I'm gonna put it, Ms. Leah, for the agenda next week, or next month, we put down appoint a vice president. And I don't know if any of the newcomers would be interested in the position. I will definitely nominate them, because the other commissioners are not interested at this point.
They don't want it?
Huh? I'm sorry?
And there's nothing wrong with it, don't be afraid.
No, it's just pretty much if,
The only thing that, this is what makes it daunting to me, is that if James isn't here, you have to run the meeting, right? That's why I don't want to
pretty
do it.
much, yeah, that's.
Even though you're here all the time, but that was
there
my
may come a
personal
time
fear.
where I will need-
But between Matt and Kristen, you and Kristen are being upheld.
But I would like to try to get somebody in, because I know this summer I have some stuff going on that I might not make a month or 2. So it would be nice if we had somebody that we could rely on just to run the meeting. I mean, I was vice president for 2 years. I didn't do anything.
Well,
When Seth was vice president, he copied me, I copied Eugenia,
Yeah.
just so there was, transparency on it. So think about it, if anybody's interested.
Sure, I'll volunteer to be vice.
I will nominate you next month, but I think we have to put it on the agenda, so we won't do it this month. But thank you for that. Can I just make a motion to appoint somebody, or make a motion for a vice president? Does it need to be on the agenda?
I don't see why it would need to be on the agenda.
Okay, so I'm going to make a motion to, for Tim Zimmerman to be the vice president. All in favor? Congratulations.
Get your gavel.
Thank you.
All right.
Big decisions.
Remember, Tim, we're behind you.
All right. I have to leave, Tim, so you take over. No. Okay, perfect. All right, so new business, Arbor Day celebration, Friday, April 24th. Is there anything special going on with that?
No, I just wanted you to know when it was.
Thank you very much. Started in Nebraska, right? I believe so. Arbor Day, John? And they usually do a tree planting with the Parks Department, so,
Yeah, that's when it is, that Friday.
and they're doing a tree planting?
Yeah, they didn't have the details together yet,
Okay,
but
But they're
Look-
taking care of all that.
Yep, Tammy in the recreation department
Cool.
is.
And if they want to send us an invitation, maybe some of us would go out there if we have time.
All right, I'll let her know.
I know Seth used to go out there sometimes. Thank you. Okay, John, hazardous trees, anything stand out or? Got it. That's with the contractors and then with the Radnor Township, same stuff? Okay. That's it. Anybody else have anything to add? No, we'll have public participation. Seeing none, I will make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? All in favor? 10 minutes late tonight. Yikes.
Oh, is it supposed to be over by 8?
Yeah. Thank you.